हेलो एंड वेलकम टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ मुंबई से मैनचेस्टर। मैं हूं सौरभ और मेरे साथ है निखिल। आज हम लोग बात करने वाला है जनवरी ट्रांसफर विंडो में मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड को क्या चाहिए। सो लेट्स डाइव स्ट्रेट इनटू इट। सो एज वी नो, अपना स्पाइन टीम का इज प्रीटी मच सेट. The only two big gaps that we see that we need to fill right away is a first choice a right winger or a first choice center back. We think that these are two main positions where we need to strengthen immediately in January. And आगे summer में अगर Pogba चला जाता है, once Cavani goes away, and maybe by the end of the season we'll have a good 2-year evaluation on James. Then we can find out what we need in the summer. So let's focus on the right back and center back options. So let's look at the right wing search criteria. So we want someone who is going to be quick, someone who can track back and defend. So जब भी हम लोग 4-2-3-1 खेलते हैं, we need two holding midfielders because we don't have wingers who consistently track back and defend. I think this is one attribute which will help us move from a 4-2-3-1 to a 4-3-3. So this is going to be very important for us. And obviously we want someone with a clean fitness record. We should look for someone who is available in January. So let's not consider Sancho-like options. And we want someone who is young in the 18 to 24-year age bracket. And obviously, we want someone who is going to be an improvement to the right-wing options that we currently have. So someone who is an improvement over Juan Mata, Daniel James, Pelistri, and Diallo. For a centre-back search criteria, again, because Maguire अपना primary centre-back and captain है, we want someone who is quick, who can complement him, someone who has a good header, someone who is good with the feet, and again, we want someone who has a clean fitness record. Availability criteria stays the same. So January availability रहना चाहिए. And center backs typically hit their peak when they are in their 20s. So we don't want to invest a lot right now in someone who is 18, 19, 20-year-old. So यहाँ पे age bracket is 22 to 32 years old. जहाँ पे obviously we'll try to stay. We should try to stay on the lower end of the spectrum. And we should look for someone who is first team quality and can be rotated with the squad. So deadline day पे हम लोग ने 100 million euros का bid डाला था सांचो के लिए. Now assuming that उसमें से 45 million हम लोग ने spend किए on deadline day on Telles, Pelistri and Diallo, and this is as reported by Transfer Market. हम लोग assume कर सकते हैं कि 55 million net budget pending है. So we should look for these two. We should look to fill these two positions within that 50 to 60 million euro range. So let's dive straight into the right wing options. So हम लोग ने चार options देखे. We'll run through each of the options and then we'll quickly discuss who our priorities and preferences are. So Ismaila Sarr, I think last year Watford के लिए full season खेला in the Premier League. He had some goal contributions, attacking input था, primarily a right winger, and he's very quick. Question marks about his tracking back and defending, but he has a good fitness record. हम लोग ने deadline day पे सार के लिए भी bid डाला था, I think about 25 million euros, and Watford were holding out for 40. So we know that if we pay 40 in January, he might become available. He's in a good age bracket at 22 years, and he'll definitely be an improvement over the right wing options that we have right now. Adama Traore is a proven right winger in the Premier League, one of the fastest players in the league. He has played as a right wing back at times, so we know that he can track back and defend, and his fitness is amazing. He was barely lost any time due to fitness. Expensive रहने वाला ये 50 million would be a bargain for Adama Traore at this rate. He's in a good age bracket, and again he's going to be an improvement to what we have. Usman Dembele is obviously quick. Of all the four players here, he has the highest ceiling of potential, but that does not always translate to results. Main uska issue है कि he is not disciplined enough, so he might not be great at tracking back and defending. And fitness record uska terrible है. He can be available for as cheap as 40 million in January and might represent a risk. He's at a good age bracket, and when fit, he will be an improvement to what we have. The last option we are going to look at is Buendia. Buendia last year was always in the top 5 chart toppers for chance creators and assists and goal contributions. So he has that attacking potential proven in the Premier League, still at a good age. Although I see him more as a central attacking midfielder who tends to be on the right hand side than a proper right winger. So with these four options, Nikhil, what is your preference? What is your thoughts? If you had to rate these four, who would you go for?
Yeah. I'll straight away come to the order in which I would choose. If I have to choose a player in January among these four because of the availability aspect, Mera first choice would be Adama Traore. Even if he would cost, say, 50 million or maybe slightly even more than that, I feel he fits that bracket. Joe, he's a right winger specialist, really strong, and as you mentioned, age bracket mein बैठता है. And he plays for Nuno, who wants his players to track back and defend. That is one quality that I really want any of our players to give their all. So that's the reason I'll choose Traore as my first choice. The second choice would be Ismail Assar. I have seen him play. I think there will be question there. Even I have questions whether he'll really track back and defend. That will be a slight amount of gamble there, but he's, I would say, just as quick, maybe not as physical, but he's pretty good. 40 million would be a good amount for him in January, and 22 साल का ही है तो yeah, he'll be my second choice. Third choice, some people might not like. Some of the folks seeing this would not like it, but I think if I'm going to spend and I'm not going to choose one of these top two players like Traore or Sar, I would go for Buendia. Assuming in summer I'm going to definitely go and get Sancho,
Mm,
and and the reason is, firstly, he's going to be cheaper. Norwich might want to get like at least 20 million for him. He's 23 years. He's really intelligent. I have seen a bunch of Norwich games last season. और मतलब उसका vision जो है, even though he's not a right winger, he occupies that space. He is not hugging the touchline as I want, say, I would expect Adama or Ismaila to do.
mm,
Uh, but he will run those channels. Obviously he won't be that out and out right winger, but वो space में quality add करेगा in that right side of that midfield area. डेम्बेले मुझे लगता है बहुत बड़ा रिस्क है. उसके बहुत नखरे ऐसे मैंने जो देखा है, like lot of negative things I've heard, and I don't want another bad apple to actually arrive at United, who might cause
mm.
more generate more news because of negative things,
Yeah,
and like we want more positive stuff. So इसलिए डेम्बेले मेरे लिए फोर्थ रैंक करेगा.
yeah.
How about you?
All great points. I think मेरा order बहुत similar है.
Mhm.
My first choice is also Adama Traore. The only thing is he truly available? अगर हम लोग 50 million bid देते भी है, I'm not sure Wolves will let him go in the middle of the season. But अगर available है, so
Mhm.
we should put that bid in early. And अगर वो लोग, if we think that it's going to be too much of a haggle, then move on to option two, which is going to be Ismail Assar. बट जैसे हम लोग ने सांचो के लिए किया कि पूरा समर वी वेटेड फॉर आवर फर्स्ट ऑप्शन एंड देन ऑन द डेडलाइन डे वी रियलाइज कि अरे अपने को दूसरे ऑप्शंस भी देखने चाहिए. वी शुड नॉट डू दैट विद ट्रॉरे. अप्रोच वुल्व्स. अगर इफ दे एक्सेप्ट द बिड, ग्रेट. नहीं तो गिव इट अ कपल ऑफ डेज, अदरवाइज मूव ऑन टू योर सेकंड ऑप्शन. Ismaila Sarr, I think, is going to be someone with a very high potential. Interesting thing is, Dortmund का वो सांचो बैकअप था. सो इफ यूनाइटेड वुड हैव मेट सांचो का 120 मिलियन का उनका आस्किंग प्राइस, तो डॉटमेंट वर गोइंग टू गो फॉर इस्माइल असार, एंड दैट शुड एक्ट एज एन इंडिकेटर के हाउ गुड द प्लेयर ही इज.
Mhm.
सो दैट वुड बी माय सेकंड चॉइस. थर्ड चॉइस पे, इफ गिवन एन ऑप्शन के कोई भी नहीं है, तो आई वुड पिक वन ऑफ दीज टू प्लेयर्स. But I would not be breaking the bank for either of them. ऐसे नहीं है कि ये लोग नहीं आए तो our season will lose momentum, या ऐसे कुछ difference नहीं होने वाला है मेरे हिसाब से. And
Right.
there are reasons. बुंदिया, जैसे मैंने बोला, मुझे लगता है primarily वो attacking midfielder है who can play on the right. But again, very good player, intelligent player, and that's why he makes the list. Um, purely because of the risk reward, I might take a punt on Dembele. So he might be my third choice. I would prefer to get him on loan with a loan fee. But अगर loan पे नहीं आता है तो I'll still worth a punt. I know it might be 40 million down the drain, but um, एंटनी मार्शियल के साथ फ्रेंच कनेक्शन अगर वो कर सकता है तो he has a higher ceiling. मतलब he can be a complete flop or he can be a really big hit. Injury record is a big concern. So अगर कुछ भी नहीं है तो I might consider Dembele, but I ideally don't want to get to that point.
Okay, cool.
Let's look at the center back options. जेम्स टार्काउस्की, अगर आपने हमारा वीडियो समर में भी देखा था तो जेम्स टार्काउस्की वाज ऑन आवर लिस्ट बैक देन एज वेल. Excellent header of the ball, a part of a Burnley, a very strong Burnley defense. ये season वो लोग अच्छा नहीं कर रहे, but if you ask me one thing कि what is Burnley known for, I'd say it's strong defending. So we know that he's a proven defender in the Premier League. 28 years का है, so he's a ready product. उसका last big contract रहेगा. In the summer, he was looking at Leicester and West Ham as options. His head might be turned, and if we offer the right amount of money, I think he would be a very, very good option to play alongside Maguire. Alaba and Boateng में साथ में बात करता हूँ because दोनों का situation similar है. As of today, उनका contract 2021 में खत्म होता है. So in 6 or 7 months from now. So 1st of January तक अगर वो लोग contract sign नहीं करते Bayern Munich के लिए, तो they can be we can talk to them as free agents and we can sign them for the summer. या Bayern Munich को थोड़ा upfront पैसा देके they can be available in January as well. Now it's a completely different debate अगर these are going to be still available by the time we get into January, because it might very well happen that Bayern Munich might just give them the offer that they are looking for. But as of now, they are available. That's why they make this list. Alaba he started out as a left back, left footer hai. He's very, very quick, very good with his feet, very good fitness record. But he is 5'11", bordering 6. मैंने 2-3 जगह पे देखा, it differs between 5'11" and 6 feet. So he's not necessarily the 6 feet 4 inches, the big tall striker that you're looking for. But again, and in a good age bracket, 28-year-old hai, Champions League with a winner, Bundesliga winner. So he's a very, very good option. Jerome Boateng, 32 years old hai, so he would be like this Cavani of our defense, जो 1-2 season के लिए stop gap solution रहेगा. He used to be quick, not as quick anymore as most 32-year-olds lose some pace. Relatively better header of the ball, good with his feet. For a 32-year-old, he has a decent fitness record. And again, I think in Boateng's case, Bayern ने announce किया that they will not be renewing his deal, but again, that might change. The last option we have is Upamecano. He has been in the news since the summer. उसका समर में जो 46 मिलियन का रिलीज क्लॉज था, उसने नया डील साइन किया एंड दैट हैज नाउ रिड्यूस्ड टू 42 मिलियन जो 2021 समर में रहेगा. सो इफ समवन वर टू अप्रोच लाइप्जिग विद let's say a 50-55 million or a 60 million offer right now, they might just take it. 22-year-old, potential अच्छा है. He's very quick. अपने against जब भी खेल रहा था, he won some foot races with Rashford, so he's quick. But जो हम लोग ने summer में भी है, he was on our short list, and one observation we had was उसका number of times he gets dispossessed is relatively high for a centre back. And against United, we saw some examples of that. He lost the ball a couple of times, which either led to chances or led to goals. So with that, Nikhil, what is going to be your priority amongst these 4 players?
Yes, sir. So I'll start with my first choice, Tarkowski, hands down for me. ये 4 options में अगर choose करना है, James Tarkowski, he fits that left centre back mold. 28 years of age, English player. I think he has played some games along with Harry Maguire for England. He currently the weak areas, like when we are trying to get an upgrade on Lindelof, I think uh, aerial duels is one area where Lindelof kind of falls, like is a bit poor. So like that Tarkowski easily fits that bill. Burnley faces a lot of attack aerial balls. वो खुद खेलते हैं. They also face like they have to deal with those kind of attacks. So I feel he fits that mold perfectly. 40 million in Jan, I think not a whole lot of dollar amount if you think you're getting a solid center back and upgrade. Um, Second option, I would choose David Alaba. Obviously, Champions League experience coming from a big club, 28 years of age. 25 million अगर जैन में देना है तो not a big dollar amount again. My only question mark, as we have shown over here, is he a good header of the ball? How would he do physically? Um, I think he is in that age bracket where I think he would have matured, so he would be able to adapt much more in a better way, even if he lacks that in height. Like he might time his jumps and whatnot properly to really win those aerial duels, which we really want our defender to do. So, इसलिए Alaba I think would be my second choice. Third choice, um, I would actually, if I have to go, um, I'll I'll maybe take a punt on Upamecano, a younger player, potential here. As you mentioned, Bayern are probably interested in him. We did see him. I know there are certain flaws in a way. At least stats show that he gets dispossessed, unsuccessful touches थोड़े ज़्यादा है. But at the same time, Leipzig काफी high line खेलते हैं. So the opponents can pressurize you much more. तो वो इसलिए स्टैट शायद इसलिए उसके फेवर में नहीं है. But when you consider if he comes to United, he's not going to play at the halfway point. So वो स्टैट शायद बेटर हो जाए. And that's the reason. And also the fact कि वो 22 साल का ही है. And potential तो काफी दिखता है. He looks like a leader in that Leipzig squad. So yeah, if he can beat someone like Bayern or Madrid, I don't know who is in for him besides Bayern. If we can beat them, why not? Why not go for him? And I'll leave Boateng as that last option. I feel हम 1.5-2 साल पहले भी उसके लिए थे, and then he signed a contract, some kind of extension, or maybe not. But he's 32 years of age. सेंटर बैक आई नो ही हैज अ लॉट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस, बट मैंने उसके स्टैट्स देखे. वो पिछले 4-5 साल में फिट रहने के बाद भी 20-22 गेम से ज्यादा बुंदेसलीगा में खेला नहीं है. आई अंडरस्टैंड ही प्लेस चैंपियंस लीग ऑल्सो, डीएफपी पोकल और ये सब खेलता होगा, उनका एफए कप जो होता है. बट 24 गेम्स इन अ सीजन फॉर द पास्ट 5 seasons shows that he probably is not of that great quality. And that's the reason he's my fourth choice.
So I was torn between Tarkowski and Alaba as my first choice. एक हिसाब से देखे तो if you want a true defender, your first choice should be Tarkowski. But if you want a complete footballer, Alaba, some of my after Fergie retired, some of the best defending or some of the best playing out from the back that United have played is when Blind was in that left centre back position. And I see Alaba का थोड़ा बहुत parallels है उसके साथ. So just like Blind, he started off as a left back, centre back convert हुआ. He can also play as a central defensive midfielder. But in the last 2-3 years, he has established himself as a centre back. And अगर we are assuming कि Maguire के साथ खेलने वाला है, तो he can play the left centre back role really well with the ball. मतलब जो bringing the ball out from the back, over the top balls है. I would, because of his footballing ability, I would pick Alaba as my number one. Truly knowing कि उसका issue है, he might not. We'll basically carry forward Lindelof के साथ जो same issue था कि not really the best header in our back line. We'll carry forward that issue, but then we'll add a better footballer to our back four who gives us that flexibility. Tarkowski ka, the only reason he makes it at number 2, he is the best defender in this list at the current age. But uh, just because we, agar Tarkowski and Maguire खेलते हैं, तो we'll have two good headers of the ball, but two
Right.
people who are not as quick. So think of Neymar, Mbappe, and Di Maria running at Tarkowski and Maguire. That won't be a pretty sight. So thoda, he's not as quick, although he's a super defender. So he'll be my second choice.
Mhm.
Boateng and Upamecano में मुझे लगता है कि Upamecano is on paper gettable because उसका release clause है and he wants to go. Leipzig are going to sell him at some point, but मुझे लगता है he's destined for Bayern Munich. My third choice would be Upamecano. We should put a bid in, see, test the waters. We should not waste time. पूरा एक महीना negotiate करने में नहीं जाना चाहिए. If he has already made his mind up, just move on. And then we should. My fourth choice is Boateng. Just because we could not get the other three, and he is still a relatively a relative improvement over Lindelof, Tuanzebe, certainly an improvement over Bailly and Jones. So just because we need to fill 4 centre back positions, I'll still sign Boateng.
Okay, cool. And I did a quick check. मैंने अलावा का actually sort of equal number of games with Tarkowski compare किया. Alaba ka big chances created obviously is greater.
Yeah.
But yeah, he Alaba plays for Bayern and he plays
Of
for
course.
Burnley. तो
Of
वो
course.
difference भी आएगा. But Tarkowski's numbers were not that poor. Just wanted to throw that
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, and
Anyways, yeah,
it was a close toss up for me. इसलिए
yeah, right.
depends. Ideally, I would want Tarkowski, Alaba, Maguire, and Tuanzebe as 4 options. जहाँ पे मैं switch कर सकता हूँ. But if I had to pick one, I would go for a better all round.
Yeah. So that's it from us, guys. I hope you do like the content. Do like, share, and subscribe. Also, do let us know which options you would prefer United go and sign in for a right wing and centre back position. Thank you, guys.
See ya.
Bye.